Hey y'all, it's me, Hetty. And if you're like me and love bakery fresh artisan bread but hate the hassle of kneading, I have a game changer for y'all today. Crusty bread. This recipe is fantastic. It's great for beginners and really very simple. Just 4 ingredients, a little bit of patience, and presto changeo. You got yourself a loaf with a shatteringly crisp crust and a soft, airy inside that'll make your kitchen smell amazing. There is, am I gonna say this? No need to knead. There's no fancy equipment needed, though I do recommend a Dutch oven, and I will give you an alternative if you don't have one. I'll also share some helpful tools of the trade to make it even easier. Okay, let's dive in and make some magic. But before we get started, if you enjoy this video and want to dive into more of my content, I do have nearly 400 others waiting for you. Just be sure to give it a thumbs up by clicking the like button below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified every time I upload something new. I also love seeing those comments. First things first, today I'm using bread flour, but first I want to share with you how to correctly aerate and measure your flour to avoid a dense loaf. A whisk is the easiest thing to use for this. It fluffs it up great, but you know what? If you don't have one, just use a spatula or a spoon and fluff it up. Always spoon it in to your measuring cup, lightly. You see how I'm doing this? Just kind of let it flow down in there. Always go over and then just level off. See how simple that is? Okay, I got to measure the rest. Next is the yeast. Today I'm using just a packet of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise, but you use what you normally would use. Give it a quick whisk. You're going to incorporate the yeast. Now goes in your salt. Then give it another quick whisk. Now, this is hot water. I'm using a thermometer. You don't want to go over 130, but just add that in. And you can switch to a spatula now for easier mixing of the ingredients. But I'm not gonna lie, if I wasn't on camera, I always just go in with my hands. It's easier, it's quicker, and it won't take long. This is gonna form a shaggy dough. That's it. Cover it with a tea towel or a plastic wrap. Just like that, stick it on the counter and just walk away for a minimum of 1 hour. Now, you're gonna see I left this for about 3 or 4 hours. I was doing other things, and I like to leave mine 3 or 4 hours when I can. You see these holes? Look at that. Beautiful. Now, here's a different batch that I made, and I purposely proofed it for 2 hours so you can see it's still gonna be great, but the holes are not near as formed. But see that little wobble? Jiggly jiggly, that's normal. I usually just use a spatula to loosen it up, and I'm gonna flour. Always have extra flour, by the way, and just lightly flour your surface before you turn it out. Out it goes. Slides right out. That's the 2-hour proof, I believe. It's going to be very sticky, so you want to flour the top of that as well. As you can see, flour your hands as well. And, use more flour if you need. Now look, if you have a scraper, use it. And just, if you don't, take your hands, well floured, And you see how I'm just folding it over on itself? We're not kneading. We're just folding it into the center. A few more times. Oh, I don't know. I'll go 3 or 4 times all the way around. But I always finish it with my hands. And always, always have that extra flour on hand. You don't add too much, but you want to add enough. You're going to have enough. And again, now I'm just going to form this into a round ball, as round as I can get it. I kind of just bring everything to the center. Maybe give a small little pinch or two. Flip it over. I probably should have used a little more flour right there. But remember, that was the first rise. We're going to let it rise a little more. And that's it. This is when I usually put it on the parchment paper. Use a scraper again if you have one. Makes it so much easier. And I did mean to lightly flour this again. It came out fine. Now, the next step is to just place it in a bowl. Oh, I'm a little off camera. Here we go. Just place that parchment right in a bowl and let it rest for about another 35 or 45 minutes. And at this point, it's going to be time to preheat your oven to 475 and place the empty Dutch oven inside. It's going to be really hot. It's been 45 minutes. And we'll take this out. Always go around your edges if you need to and add a little more flour. Just a little bit. This Dutch oven is going to be very, very hot, so use caution. Okay, I took it out of the oven. It's very hot, as I said. And now I'm uncovering the dough. I'm simply taking the parchment. We're going directly into this very hot Dutch oven. Be very careful. If you feel like you want to, you can take like a wooden spoon or something, just go around the edges and push out that parchment paper. It doesn't really matter. Now it's going to go into the oven for 30 minutes. And then I'll show you what to do next. So it's 30 minutes later, and I want to show you the steam. Look at this. Oh yeah, that is what makes that tender crumb on the inside. It's baking as it should if you see that steam. Now, lower the temp down to 450. Leave the top off, and you're going to go another 20, 24 minutes, depending on your oven. For me, it was 20 minutes. And here we are. Look at this. 20 minutes later. Remember how hot that Dutch oven is. If you have a wire rack, you can use that. Otherwise, just leave it on the parchment and place it on the counter. I want you to hear this. The hollow sound. It baked beautifully. Very hot. It's very hot. Let me tell you, that bread was so hot. Oh, that sound. Don't cut into it. Let it rest. Otherwise, you'll end up with a gummy texture. I'm not the best at cutting bread, but I get the job done, and those slices always come out pretty. But I'm not a perfect chef, as you know. Oh yeah, look at that crumb. So soft on the inside. Look at that. So soft. Now, as always, all the details, the full recipe, notations, add-ins, anything like that, it'll be down below. Butter time. You remember that garlic toast video I recently made? I use this bread all the time for that. It is delicious. Taste time. That bread was so good. So are you planning on making this? I'd love to hear back how yours turned out. It's always good. Quick, good bread. Make it on the weekend with your family. Well, that's it for this one. Y'all know I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.